Welcome back to another video where today we do a bit of 3D scanning, 3D printing and flocking. Yes, flocking. So me, myself and Patricia are going to get to work. So let me show you what I've got in plan for today. So it's going to be in work involving my dash. As you can see, this dash and everything in here looks a bit, let me get my ass in here. Looks a bit nasty. So I'm after putting 3 gauges in here, so I want to make a panel for here. I used to have a metal one with a bit of bend in there, looked tatty and nasty. I want to include some switches, I'll show you them in a minute. I also want to blank these off this side and obviously the driver's side as well. Hey, sorry about all the nastiness of the wiring. We're doing a little bit of a rewire on this one. There's a bit of a story behind this car. I kind of built this car using all my second-hand parts or stuff that I've collected over the years, a space of over 10 years. But she's cheap and nasty, but it's always the cheap and nasty ones which are the fun ones. So here you see is a layout of the stuff that I want to put in the car. These are the 6 switches from Rywire. Moving on here, we have the 3 gauges, my air and fuel ratio gauge, my mechanical oil pressure gauge, water temp gauge. Backing plate for the Garmin. This one is my USBs, it's a basic USB power. And this here is Patricia. So Patricia is always here for whenever I do something wrong. She gives me a right good dash wise and arrangement wise how I want this. What I had in my mind is, if you remember the void in the center of the dash, and then we also had an air vent on the far left passenger side and an air vent on the far right on the driver's side. In here is my steering wheel. Look at that sexy steering wheel. The way I've got this laid out, I was thinking 1, 2, 3 gauges there, and then on the bottom lower side of here for my switches, 1, 2, 5, 6. So they're going to be my switches. Probably a bit of a BYC logo in here just to touch it up a little bit. This side, passenger side, the air vent, I'm probably just going to keep that blank. I don't want to put anything in there. The driver's side one, I want to put my USB connection in here. These blanking plates here, I want them to be able to put them in and take them out if I want to. I don't want to bond them in and stick them in or anything like that. Garmin, I'm probably going to look at trying to put this somewhere up here, but I want it to be at an angle to me, so probably something like this is a visual for the driver. So if this is me here, I've only got about 3 hair strands left on my head, so that's me. And as you can see, I kind of want it as a visual sight for my equipment behind the steering wheel. Same with the dials as well. I'm probably going to have them recessed so I'm able to see them like so, just to help out towards a visual side of things for the driver. The best way to start this now is to start 3D scanning this center part here on the dash just to get all the contours. And then the same on this right side. I'm not going to do the left side because I would imagine the right is exactly the same as the left due to the mirror effect. But yeah, let's get going. Come on, Patricia.
So here's the center part of the dash. As you can see, I've removed a lot of information that I don't need from the 3D scan. All I'm after is just this contour. That contour that runs down that edge there, and just the sheer length from left to right. This is the side vent on the far left of the dash. Same again here, removed a load of information I don't need, and I'm just after these contours, the size, so I can produce the part to actually fit in there. So here's the part imported into Fusion, just a 3D scan part as an STL file. Like you say, I reduce all the information I need off it to keep the file size down, easy to work with. So this is kind of the panel that I've designed for it. So that's kind of what I've gone for. Also got to keep in consideration that it's got to be easy to 3D print structure wise, so it can support itself without doing loads of supports. Obviously in between the switches I'm going to need to add supports, but you'll see that once it's 3D printed. Here I've just done some extra holes so I can actually put a screwdriver through the actual gauge holes and screw the pot with the panel down to connect with the lower part of the dash, but I will show you that in more depth once we get to it.
And we're missing one more of these, but it's still currently 3D printing. So what I need to do now is clean up all the supports on it, taking these parts out, cleaning up these, and some droops. Let's get to work. Alright, let's see if these fit. So an AFR gauge. One, two, let's see if my switches fit. So that's the center part of the dash complete. I still need to flock it, but we'll move on to that shortly. Let's put that aside for now. We'll get to them in a minute. This is the backing plate for the Garmin I come up with, whereas this, the backing plate here will screw into the back of here like such. So that'll be angled like that. Sorted. So that's for the Garmin. This here is the left side. I said I wasn't going to do the left side first, but I did. I did the left side first just because it was easier access to get to. But I did mess up slightly. If you can see here how this comes down in curves. I did do it straight, but unfortunately due to the curve of the actual dash itself, I had to redo these. Patricia wasn't happy. These here are actually backing plates that actually that are in the actual dash itself. So that sits in the dash, and then that goes up through there, and then that gets screwed in. One from there, one from there. That holds the top part in from the back side of the dash, and then this here is a screw that actually self-tap screw that goes into the actual dash itself. But I'll show you that once we do the actual full test fitment on them. Let's go. So first we just need to insert the brass threaded inserts in here. We need to glue them in. These are the ones that I was talking about earlier. These screw in, they got an outside thread and an internal thread for an M4. Obviously I've 3D printed it so that these can go straight in. And I'm just going to bond these in with a bit of super glue, just so that it's all nice and tight. So here are the two holes I was saying about. One, two, which I created, which I wanted to screw the panel down by them two little slotted holes down there. So if I line this up through here, like so, and as if you look down through there, you can see how I wanted it so it lines up like so. Right, that is in there now.
You're not going to believe what's happened. Only what happens to all of us when we're working. I was just using the Allen key. I don't know where it's gone. Hello, Mr. Allen key. Where the hell is it gone? Like a glove?
Alright, this one is still 3D printing, so we might as well just carry on and get prepping for flocking. I'm going to do the main cover for my dials, my clocks. I'm going to reflock these, and these, and then I'm just going to flock the whole dash. Keep it simple. But I'll do these individual parts separately, so let's go. So I've got my scale here for mixing up the two parts together. You've got the adhesive and the hardener, that's 1:1. My protective mask, because this stuff gets everywhere. If I remember correctly, 3 years ago, this stuff got everywhere. Just applying paintbrush, throwaway one, mixing pot, some sticks for mixing. This here's a pigment. This pigment here to chuck it in with the hardener and the adhesive, just so that if you're spraying, you know, if you're going on a dark dash, you don't want any light transferring through. This is the actual flocker itself. This here gone for the 1mm semi-dull, and these are the parts that I'm going to be flocking today. Let's go. I'm pretty happy the way this has come out. Unfortunately, there's a few hiccups here and there. Let me show you. One is about there, it's gone a bit flat. Over here, so I hit it with the actual flocker. Being really picky. Down in here, there. But the rest of it has turned out pretty good. Just need to fit it all back together now. Let's go. that's it for today, folks, for this video. If you want to see what me, myself, and Patricia get up to in the future videos, you know what to do. See you on the next one. Let's go, Patricia! Oh, no, thank you guys. Hang on, let me compose myself. Before I go red, right? Go on then. In hell's bound. Well, that's it, folks. If you want to see more me,